Well, good evening. Hey, Linda Anderson here, Linda Lou Creates. Thanks for joining me tonight. Now, I know in my description I said that I am making Halloween cards, but I wanted to show you what inspired me to make them. I just created these for a challenge. My two downline and we do a Christmas card challenge every week, just something to get our stash back together. And it was to do a one sheet wonder. So I had this retired paper that I had cut into 6x6 pieces, and I thought I would just use one of those. Well, these were the 3 cards I made, and let me tell you, this one sheet wonder could not be any easier. So it uses this adorable kindest gnomes, if I can get my mouth to work, for these. And then it was another one that I think I don't have with me. I don't. It's in the holiday catalog as well. Merriest Moments, I want to say, for the sentiment. So anyway, I decided I wanted to make these into Halloween cards. So here is what we've got. Some fun Halloween cards. And look how different and yet the same that they look. So let's get started. Let me just show you how it is that we're going to cut up that 6x6 inch piece of pattern paper. I have a piece of the Parakeet Party 6x6, one of the new in colors. So let me try and bring in here my paper trimmer. And what I started with, like I said, this is 6x6. So the first thing I did was cut it at 4 inches. Now, I think that one sheet wonders can be a little intimidating when you're using the 12x12s and getting a whole bunch of cards out of it. So I wanted to keep it super simple. So I just started making a couple cuts and I'm like, perfect, there we go. 3 cards is what I came up with then. All right, so I have this 6x4 inch piece and I'm cutting it at 3, so just cutting it in half. So now I have 2 pieces right here. Let me put that aside. And now I have this piece that's 2x6. And all I'm going to cut this at is 1.5. And I am going to get 4 pieces of this at 1.5. All right. So let's get going on this and then we'll start putting it all together. It's going to be that simple. I tried to get a lot of the, because you know I love my layers. I love layers of cardstock because I feel like I can get in a little hint of other colors. So that's why is one of the reasons why I do a lot of layers. So now, if I can just get these to pick up. There we go. All right, let me get the trimmer put away. Now, what's nice with this paper, and a lot of the papers, is that it's double-sided. And I like that because I'll be honest with you, I get bored if I'm using the same pattern of paper. So this way, I have this one flipped so I can get the 2 cards here. And out of this one, I'm going to have 2 of the plaid and 2 of the polka dots. All right, so let me set this off to the side and let's work with these. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you. Let me bring back the cards that we're going to make here. Whoops. And the witch's legs, too funny, too cute, come from this set, Bewitching. This actually is a bundle. It comes with a punch that does the hat and the band and some stars. So I decided just to use the stamp set. So I have the legs, but the Best Witches comes from the Best Witches stamp set. So I'm using this sentiment. Let me show you the inside too. Sorry, I get excited with these kinds of things. So on the inside, the Halloween happiness and the bats come from the Scary Cute stamp set. Again, this one comes as a bundle. But this way you can see that if you don't want to purchase with the punch and the dies, you don't have to. You can just use the stamps and create just as fun cards as with all of that. So, all right, let me set these off to the side and bring in all the pieces then. Excuse me. So, these cards, everything's the same as far as the measurements and everything. So I have my favorite top folding card base, basic black. If I could open it, I would. There we go. 11, 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Now on the front, I have a piece of basic white, 3 3/4 by 5. It's matted with a piece of Highland Heather that's 1/8 of an inch bigger, meaning 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. All right. Now, as you know, this is 3 by 4. So I have a piece of black, of the basic black, to be the matte. So it is just a 1/8 of an inch bigger. So 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So I'm going to go ahead and get these put down. Then I'm going to show you the rest of it. So let's just hope I picked the right bottle of glue that works. So let's make sure we get each side to show. So this one I'm going to have the plaid be up, and the other one I will have then the polka dots. I like having the liquid glue, and especially with these thinner margins, that way it gives me a little bit of that wiggle room that we always talk about, and I can get it to go. So that is something else too that I like, is just that thin margin. Like I said, sometimes I just want a little hint of another color, and that does it for me. So, all right. Now these can get put down to the card base. I've already, like I said, I already have these glued down, a lot of it, because I wanted to not have you sit and watch me adhere layer upon layer together. All right, so there's one. Let me bring in the other one, and we'll get that one put down. Now I went ahead and stamped the witch's legs in the tuxedo black, the memento tuxedo black, and then I cut it out, this circle, using the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, I love that little hint of a stitching there. Now I wanted to add a little bit of color to these as well, and then that way it could bring out some of the purple that I used, that Highland Heather that I used, this layer. So I have a Highland Heather. Wouldn't it be nice if I turned it around so you could see? Marker. This one happens to be the light one. I figured if I start with the light, then if I needed to, I could always go over with the black. But this I think I said marker, but this is the Stampin' Blend. I really like these alcohol markers because they have a light and a dark, and that way I don't have to fuss and worry about which color I need to be concerned with the next. Is it the light? Is it the medium? Is it the dark? I can just light and dark. This is Daffodil Delight. This is the dark of that one. So I'm just going to use that for the buckle. And don't worry, I already have the other ones done, but I just wanted to show you just how quick and easy this is to just add a little hint of color. And there we go. Now let me add some dimensionals onto this. You know I love my dimensionals, so there's going to be a bunch of them. So never fear. The dimensional queen is here. So there we go. That is correct. 6 of them. So let me go ahead. We're going to pop this on. And then I'm going to show you. We'll do the same with the other one. And then the sentiment will go next. So here we go. And then I have the Best Witches. This is actually 1/2 inch wide, and the length of this, which is 3 inches then. So I have some dimensionals for where it's going to hang out over the circle, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here in this area. I'll put it on this strip here instead, where it's going to overlap on the circle here. All right. Now, here's a little hint. If you need to add some wiggle room when you're applying with the dimensionals, put a little bit of glue on that, liquid glue on those. That way, like I said, once again, you are going to get a little bit of wiggle room with that as well. So this way I'm like, okay, I've got it good on this side. I'll be okay. Yep, I'm good. So all I have to do now is press down. So, but it does give you a chance, like I said, to kind of wiggle it around. So, all right, let's get the other one done too. So that one I already have colored in. So we can just add that, get the sentiment. Again, that sentiment. Oh, it's stamped in Gorgeous Grape, by the way. I am one who likes my sentiments darker. So that's why I go with that. So, all right. I guess it helps that whenever you go to, if you want that little bit of wiggle room, make sure you take the paper off of your dimensionals first, since I almost forgot there. Anyways. And, okay. Let's add a little bit of embellishments. These are the Glossy Dots assortments, all kinds of pretty colors. I really like them because they are on the flatter side. So let me get some of these. And these are the Gorgeous Grape ones. So we'll just pop them on here. And then we will officially be done with these two. The third one, a little bit of extraness to it, but nothing that can't be done. So there we go. Here are those two. And they do look a little different, since the opposite side, even though it is still Parakeet Party, I think, you know, it's obviously much lighter with this plaid than all of this with just the lightness of the dots. So it does give you a different look there too. So, all right, let me move these out of the way. And I'm going to bring in now the next one that we're going to do. So let me find all my parts here in amongst my mess. All right, I have a card base, Parakeet Party, 8.5 by 5.5. The score for the middle on this is at 4 1/4. And inside I'd have that 5 1/4 by 4 inch white with the same sentiment and bats as I had in the other two as well. Now, here we go. I have the same circle in the feet, the Best Witches. However, here my white piece is 4.5 by 3.5. I have it on top of a mat of basic black, and this time, as you can see, I went a little bit bigger on that one. So it's 1/4 inch bigger. So that means it's 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And just to bring in that little bit of purple, I have a piece of Highland Heather. Now this is 5 inches by 2.5. If you're one who doesn't like to then use all of this extra cardstock behind here, just cut these, you know, just maybe 1/2 inch, just have 1/2 inch strips to put on the back of your panel here. I'm just using all of that. All right, so let me go ahead and pop that down. it just, like I said, it's just going to peek out, give us another hint of another color, and it's going to be then brought out also when the using the blends on the image of the witch's legs. So as you can see, I can't talk and concentrate at the same time. So there we go. All right, this, you know what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put it down to my card base. And here we go. So the next thing is to apply those rectangles that we cut out. Remember, it was a 2 by 6 inch strip, and we cut them down in 1.5 inch pieces. So that makes this 2 by 1.5. So it's going to just lay across here, all 4 of them. Now, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so let me bring this one back. This one I popped up the rectangles. I think this time I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to adhere the rectangle straight down, and I'm going to pop up my sentiment strip and my image, my focal image, just like I did here. All right, so let's do that. So that's why I'm a little unprepared here. Let's get the dimensionals instead on the circle. So we're just going to change it up, and you can tell me whenever I get done which one you like better. I am so much the one who loves dimension, so I think either way it's going to look great. So all right, so let's just use our I like using the liquid glue just to get these down, trying to get an even margin around each one. So here we go. So just eyeballing. If you like to measure, go for it. I don't. I just go for it. Yeah, let me just flip it around so I can see. Yep, this is the side I want. And these Halloween stamp sets and bundles can be found in the new holiday catalog. I always tell myself not to get Halloween stuff, but I can't help myself. I love making Halloween cards, so I will always buy Halloween things. So there we go with it adhered down, and now I'm just going to pop up the circle. So here's my main focal image, and then we'll get our sentiment on as well. All right, so this one I cut down a little bit. I want to say it's like 2 3/4 or 2.5. Let me just measure that real quick. It's still 1/2 inch wide, but it's 2.5 inches long. I really didn't have any width of anything that I needed to go for, and I didn't want it to be as wide as this panel is here, so I just kind of cut it down. So let's go ahead and do the adding a little bit of glue where it overlaps on the circle. So this part is being done exactly the same as the first 2 cards. And there we go. Some embellishments. Let me find my Picket tool. Where did I go with that? Here it is. All right. This time I am still going to use the gorgeous grape ones, the purple ones. Can you believe it? Yes, I am using purple, but for Halloween, for me, purple is a must. So I don't always use it, but I do for Halloween, that's for sure. And there we go. So tell me, which one do you prefer? Can you even tell which one? This is the one where the image and the sentiment is popped up. This one, the rectangle pieces, the designer paper, is popped up. I don't know. I like them both. I'll have to look them over. I'm leaning towards this one. I don't know. I just feel like there's more dimension by seeing the paper, the pattern paper being popped up. So my vote's for this one, the original. So you let me know. Okay, so here we go. Let me bring back in all of the other ones that I made. So here they are. Here are the Halloween cards. And I'm going to bring in now the Christmas ones that inspired me to create this. So remember though that the pattern paper is retired, but these adorable gnomes are not. So that's something that's, again, is in the holiday catalog. So is this sentiment set. So actually this set has the poinsettias in it too. So yeah. Anyway, well, hey guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Keep in mind, celebration is still going on for the month of August. New product has been added to the celebration pickings, so you might want to check that out and see what exactly it is. I'm going to have these cards on my blog. That's lindaloucreates.com, along with measurements and the products that I used. Well, except for the paper. So anyway, hey guys, I sure hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye now.